Let's go. Set your timer for 30 minutes and work with me in the kitchen. And let's see what you can get done. And let's see what I could get done. So, this is a really quick meal prep, starting out with just getting some water on the stove. I have 2 pots, as you can see. I'm getting some quinoa started. For quinoa, I start it with 4 cups of water, 2 cups of quinoa, and then bring it to a boil and then turn it down and let it simmer on low for 15 minutes. As you saw, I got a third pot boiling on the stove. My daughter is eating lunch in her high chair, kind of off to the side. So it was actually really cute. She was like wanting everything I was making. So as I was making it and it was like getting ready, she was kind of eating it. It was adorable. The pasta that I'm about to make, the cucumbers, she had some oatmeal. It was so cute because she was up high and seeing everything. I love that about this stage. Anyways, let's start while everything's boiling and use our time appropriately. And we're going to use these 2 kind of leftover peanut butter jars. They probably have 2 to 3 tablespoons of peanut butter left, but I thought this is perfect for overnight oats and I have a couple of them. So let's make it. I'm adding half a cup of quick oats, 1 scoop of protein powder, a half a teaspoon of chia seeds, and a cup of water, mixing it up and get it in the refrigerator. And it's like the perfect take and go breakfast for me and my husband, or just one of us. I love using old nut butter jars, like the ones that are just almost empty. I think it's a great way to use them up because you can get all of the nut butter out really easily when you make overnight oats. If you want to, you can also use milk for this and make it super creamy. I didn't have any milk on hand, so I just used water. And always remember to double the liquid to oats. So if you're using a whole cup of oats, use 2 cups of liquid. But for these containers, 1 cup of liquid is like the perfect size because it holds the perfect amount of volume. I try to be as productive as possible whenever I'm in my kitchen and try to do as much as possible. So when I have water boiling, I'm trying to make something else like cut vegetables, make overnight oats, stir something, make a breakfast item, wash my berries, stuff like that. So that way I'm not just like waiting around for my water to boil. Plus, if you wait around for water to boil, it takes like 9 million years. Give these a really good shake and then pop them into the fridge. They're the best if you let them sit for at least 12 hours. And just like that, I have some water boiling, so we're able to add our broccoli into a boiling pot. I like to make broccoli every 2 to 3 days because it is, I feel like, the best that way. And every single week, the more I can fill up my fridge with prepped items to make meals, the easier my week runs. Also doing a box of pasta. My daughter is obsessed with pasta and red sauce right now, so I'm doing different kinds of pasta just to see kind of if she has a preference. So far, she will eat all of them. Banza, whole wheat, regular. I've tried brown rice. I've tried a ton of them. Moving on, while those things are boiling, because I have about 7 minutes, as you know, for pasta to be cooked, and then the broccoli takes about 6 minutes. I'm going to cut up some cucumbers, and I'm going to make a ribbon carrot salad. Now, this is like the viral salad that I feel like everybody on TikTok is making, but I didn't want to buy all the ingredients to make it Asian inspired. So I'm going to share with you what I'm going to do. And if you have such ingredients on hand, you can do the same. My daughter is obsessed with cucumbers, so you'll see here in a little bit, I'll take a handful of them away. And I gave them to her. Like I said, she was sitting next to me. She was seeing everything I was doing and she was wanting everything that I was making. It was absolutely adorable. So cutting the cucumbers like this is perfect for baby-led weaning because they can hold the cucumber and they can gnaw on it. I get a lot of questions about that. Baby-led weaning, you can look it up. I'm not a professional on it. I just use an app. And for this week, I have a big bag of carrots. A lot of them I did not chop up this day, but we had some really good Southwest hummus in our refrigerator, so we could use that with cucumbers and carrots. So I don't usually buy carrots this way, I'll be honest. I do if I'm like making a soup or making kind of like a lot of soups or I don't know, even roasting them, but I prefer baby carrots just because I feel like prepping them this way is time consuming and it's messy. It's just not one of my favorite things. I love to cut and chop, but like peeling carrots, not one of my favorite things. But one of my friends over on YouTube had texted me, well, like in real life friends too, and said she made the viral carrot salad and it was really good. And she's like, you have to make it. And I was like, ugh, I don't want to buy all the ingredients. I don't have all the Asian inspired like sauces, dressings, seasonings, whatever you want to say, for this recipe. It's not things I keep on hand. I do like those things, but I don't like them as often, if that makes sense. Like I like sushi, but it's something I go out for like once every 6 months, not something I eat every single week. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to buy all these ingredients. So let's call this the viral carrot salad 2.0. I'm going to take the ribbons and just add them to some balsamic dressing that I have on hand. I think this would be even better with an Italian dressing or a creamy ranch dressing, so just keep that in mind. And I'm sharing with you kind of in real time how much work this is so you can weigh out if it's like worth it for you or not. Obviously, I did this while my pasta was boiling, so it took less than a few minutes, but still, if you think about like how timely it is to make this carrot salad and then how much it actually produces, you kind of have to weigh like your time and effort, if that makes sense. It's something I always do in the kitchen. If something is timely and I don't get a lot out of it, then I start to think like, is it even worth it for me to make? Just something to keep in mind. If that's not something that you worry about, that's fine. I'm someone who's like very crunched for time. Obviously, I have a 10-month-old, so my time is valuable to me. Overall, I would rate this salad a 6 out of 10. I think with Italian dressing, I would rate it a 10 out of 10. With a creamy ranch, a 10 out of 10. So just I think the texture, the idea of it is really good. I ended up adding a couple chopped up cucumbers to it when we served it. I think it would also be really good on a bed of lettuce just to kind of bulk it up. I really like the ribbons in themselves with the carrots. I think that is just like a really fun texture. I really like that. Yeah, but I think like timely wise, I think I only did 6 carrots and it did take me like 4 minutes. I don't know. That's not a lot of time overall. However, when you're leaving yourself 30 minutes to meal prep, and this is really just one meal, just me and my husband had this. My daughter's not a big fan of carrots, and also if I were to give them to her, they would be cooked and softened so she could, wouldn't choke and could chew on them. But overall, not bad. You'll have to let me know if you've made it the Asian style way off TikTok, and if you liked it. I'd really like to hear from you. Even though my carrots were refrigerated, the best way to have this is once it's popped in the refrigerator again for at least an hour to kind of really marinate. I used what was left over of this balsamic Olive Garden dressing. We've had this on hand for a minute and I really only had a little bit left, so it was like the perfect amount for this salad. I knew that when I was meal prepping for the week and getting my grocery order together. It was just a really good way, in my opinion, to use this up. And then I have a bunch of carrots, like I said, left over that I can chop later in the week and use for the hummus that we got. So just an idea. And then obviously carrots are just like a really good snack in general. And then we're going to pop the cucumbers into a container, have those on hand. I already mentioned this, but if you have a hard time eating veggies and you buy veggies every week, but you don't go through them, spend a little time cutting chopping them on the weekend or on a day where you have the time, and I promise you, you will get through them because they're already pre-done for you. So all of this took me less than 30 minutes, including the carrot ribbon salad, and now I have all of this prepped for the next few days. Thanks for joining me on this little meal prep adventure. I hope you got some great ideas, and if not, you were just encouraged for your own.